Alright, so Shalom, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Kol Holo Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kadadash. Shalom to the apostles and brothers in GMS moving the truth from. Shalom to the 103 for those elect tuning in and listening. First scripture we'll go over is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 20 through 21.
So it says, but in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work.
Alright, so in this ministry you have many vessels, our bodies are a vessel, or as living sacrifice. And in this case, we're talking about vessels. So in this ministry, you have many vessels. Each vessel has a different spirit. But I digress. Many brothers in this ministry are in this ministry for the wrong reasons. Their vessels were never really meant for honor. So when here you have brothers that say, we're prophets, we're doing the Lord's work, or at least I'm doing this. One of the main things in this ministry is, at least I'm teaching every day. No. Even though you say that, you may do that, that doesn't mean you're a vessel unto honor. You could be a vessel unto dishonor. Which now goes to the next scripture, 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 7.
It says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than the gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Alright, so that's the thing I would definitely also want to harp on, or at least go over, is that when you're in this ministry, you're being tried. And so, of course, we know that the elect, they're the ones that at the end are going to make it. They're the ones that are going to be able to go through the trial and be able to be strong, pure, and valuable as gold. Why? Because they were the ones that were able to not only keep their integrity, but keep this ministry to the best of their abilities, literally, unto death. So, that's that for that scripture. The next one is Isaiah chapter 64 and verse 6.
Isaiah 64 verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away.
Alright, so it's also important to remember as well that even though you go through these trials, and let's say your salvation is being built up, alright, your spirit may be more on fire in comparison to the other brother, but remember that all our works are as filthy rags. They don't really mean much. The fact that we needed something that isn't even human to save us from ourselves. So when you hear brothers that at times may criticize and critique other people, whether it's for them asking a certain question, seeing something that may be off or confusing, and wanting to correct that brother based on the scriptures, and that brother who's being corrected takes that as scoffing and mocking and belittles that person, they're no different from the vessels to dishonor. Which then leads to the next scripture, 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
2 Corinthians 13 verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Alright, so the point of definitely that is to focus on your own salvation. Stop trying to, and this is for all of us in this ministry, stop saying that one camp is wicked or one person's wicked. They ain't got the truth. Alright? You're not really focusing on your salvation, worrying about yourself, testing your own self. Because here you are, you're harboring on another person, and yet you're over here committing the same sin that you're rebuking the person for. You know, like the best one is adultery. You know, here you have brothers in this ministry in general who may critique other brothers for committing adultery, but is the female that you have, did she get her virginity to you?
That's right. You got apostles that are discussing topics of adultery or what females are wicked, but yet these apostles are having sex with females, whether they call them their wife or girlfriend, that are technically, according to the Most High, not their wife. These females are individuals that they met 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 10 hours ago, whoever, but they were never virgins. So it's very hypocritical when you hear stuff like this. Continue.
And so, given all that, given all this, right? Let's say you were to present this to a brother, just some brother that you know. He most likely will agree, but here's the thing. He knows that deep down inside, he could probably be one of those brothers. And especially the brothers that you are confronting. They may know about their own wickedness, but they don't want to at least admit it. And this is where it leads on to another great scripture. Psalm chapter 94, verse 11.
Psalm 94 and 11. Yahweh knoweth the thoughts of a man, that they are vanity.
Alright, so Yahweh knows our thoughts. He knows who we really are. Right? So you could be sitting up here talking like one group of people, one person, maybe in the wrong. But Yahweh ultimately is like, yeah, they're doing wrong, but what about you? Are you trying your best to refrain from certain things? And another good example can be alcohol. You know, brothers in this ministry, prior to them entering into this, they had an alcohol problem. So are you trying your best to refrain from that? Are you trying your best to leave certain things that were really messing you over in the old world when you were your old man? And are you trying to become the new man? See, these are the things that Yahweh knows. So ultimately, what is this dealing with? Well, practically the basics, lying to yourself. You know, understanding your faults, you being humble about it, and you just doing better. Which then leads to the last scripture. You know, Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36 through 38. See, brothers always have been recently, especially apostles, been doing videos about back to the basics. Well, here's a great scripture to go back to the basics about. And no, this is literally from Yahushua.
Matthew 22, start at 36. This is Yahushua. This is a verse of Yahushua. First it goes, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love Yahweh with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Alright, now the second one's good, but the main thing was the first and greatest commandment. Serving Yahweh, loving him with all your heart, with all your mind. Right? This is the basics. Stick with that. Right? Is it wrong for wanting to teach lessons every day? No, that's good. It means that you have the spirit. You're afraid of it being taken away from you. But don't prioritize that.
Yeah, because it just said there's two.
Alright, one of them is, of course, serving Yahweh, and the other thing is loving thy neighbor as thyself.
That's even bigger than all the other. That's what Yahushua is saying.
And again, the basics. Right? And so yes, you could say that loving your brother also can also mean rebuking him.
Yep.
But loving him also means being sympathetic and empathetic to the problems that he may have. Because remember, Yahweh Shai, he's our big brother. He empathizes and sympathizes what we go through because remember, he also was man. So, given with all these scriptures, what is the main point of today's lesson? The main point of today's lesson is focus on your own salvation, right? Do what is best or what is right.
And humility.
With all humility, as best as you can. And just pray to Yahweh that he doesn't take the spirit away from you. Alright, so with that, we would like to say,
Barakadei Yahweh, Barakadei Yahweh Shai, Barakadei Yahweh, Barakadei Yahweh Shai, Paul, Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakadash.
Shalom to the apostles and brothers again in the ministry of the Shufam. Shalom again to the 144,000 late tuning and listening. Until next time, Shalom.